You ever have one of those mornings where you walk into the shop, smell the ozone and the walnut sawdust, and just think, yeah, this is exactly where the world makes sense?
Is that before or after you realized you left the glue cap off your Type Bond 3 days ago and now it's a solid amber tomb?
Bold of you to assume I found the cap in the first place. No, today we're looking forward. It's June 1st, 2026. The air is warm, the projects are piling up, and we are diving into everything from laser blanking tech to how the next generation can get their schooling paid for without selling a kidney.
It's a packed daily digest. We're talking industrial tech hitting the small shop, heavy-duty scholarships in the trades, and how to actually make your hobby pay for its own expensive tooling habits.
Let's start with the heavy metal. I was looking at what XP Fabrication is doing lately. They've gone all in on laser blanking. Now, for the folks listening who haven't spent their lives around a CNC laser, usually you cut the part, then you spend the next hour at a deburring station or a belt sander, grinding off those nasty little burrs until your fingers feel like they've been through a pepper mill.
So basically the fun part where you question every life choice that led you to metalworking.
Exactly, but XP is integrating the workflow so tightly that the parts come off the bed, ready for assembly. No secondary processing. It's like being able to bake a cake and having it come out of the oven already frosted and sliced. In a world where labor is the biggest cost, cutting out that middleman of sanding and grinding is a total game changer for a small to medium shop.
And speaking of making things easier, did you see the new AlumaFab system from Lincoln Electric?
Oh man, aluminum is the heartbreaker of the welding world. It's finicky, it's temperamental with a capital T, and it'll turn into a puddle of sadness the second you look at it wrong. But Lincoln is trying to stabilize that high volume MIG work. It's built for those long structural beads. It makes those of us who usually struggle with aluminum feel like we might actually have a steady hand for once.
Well, steady is a relative term after your fourth cup of shop coffee, Tiger. But it's cool to see companies like Morton Industries expanding too. They aren't just bending tubes, they're buying up companies and diversifying into power generation. They're proving that being a maker mogul isn't just about the craft, it's about the business architecture.
That's a perfect bridge to the trade side of things. If you're listening to this and you're tired of the cubicle life, or maybe you're just starting out, Fairfax County Public Schools, the FCPS adult and community education folks, just blew the doors open. They've got expanded scholarships for HVAC, electrical, and plumbing.
This is the part where you tell everyone to mark their calendars, right?
June 15th, that's when the window opens. You've got until August 15th to get your act together. If you've been looking for a sign to stop overthinking and start an apprenticeship, this is the neon billboard you've been waiting for.
And it's not just about getting the training locally. The United Association Local 525 out in Vegas just got national HVACR accreditation. That sounds like bureaucracy 101, but it actually means if you train there, your skills are portable. You can take that certification and work anywhere in the country. It's a golden ticket in a blue-collar world.
It really is. I've lived the non-accredited life before, and trying to prove your worth to a new boss in a new state is like trying to explain the color blue to a cat. Having that national stamp of approval, that's your leverage.
Let's talk about money. Specifically, the mogul side of the TigerDen. Shopify just released their 2026 profit roadmap, and the data is looking interesting. Apparently, tufted rugs and resin jewelry are still king of the hill for low material cost versus high perceived value.
You know, I used to scoff at the fiber art stuff until I saw the margins. But for my brothers and sisters in the sawdust, the real scalability is in the CNC. I've been seeing these custom topographic maps, carving someone's hometown or their favorite mountain into a slab of reclaimed wood.
Why is that the winning move this year?
Because of the set it and forget it factor. I can have a CNC running a 6-hour 3D carve on a piece of local barnwood while I'm in the other room filming a tutorial, or let's be honest, cleaning up the mess I made yesterday. It's passive production. But the key, and this is the lesson I learned the hard way, is the story.
Here we go. Give us the mogul tip.
Look, a CNC carved sign is just a piece of wood with some grooves in it. You can buy that at any big box store. But if you tell the customer that the wood came from a 100-year-old dairy barn 3 miles down the road, and you show the process of how you salvaged it, now you aren't selling a sign, you're selling a piece of the landscape. That's how you move from a hobbyist price to a premium heirloom price.
So basically, stop selling the tool and start selling the history.
Precisely. No one cares about your bits per minute. They care about how it feels on their wall.
Speaking of things that look great on a wall or a floor, let's look at our DIY mastery picks for the week. That curved fireplace project. Tiger, I watched that video. The amount of kerf cutting involved to get that wood to bend made my wrists ache just watching it.
Patience is a tool just as much as a chisel is. If you want wood to do things it wasn't designed to do, you have to be willing to make 100 precise tiny cuts. It's a masterclass in not rushing the result.
And then there's the concrete outdoor kitchen. You always warn people about concrete being fickle.
Because it is. People think, oh, it's just mud in a box. But if you don't understand the difference between a standard patio pour and a professional grade countertop mix, that beautiful outdoor kitchen is going to look like a dry lake bed after the first frost. You've got to account for the thermal expansion and the reinforcement. It's the difference between a project that lasts a summer and one that lasts a generation.
We also saw some neat hacks regarding Craig tools and trade show secrets. It turns out a lot of those industry-only joinery tools are finally becoming accessible for the average garage tinkerer.
It's the democratization of the pro grade. Using a pocket hole jig used to be seen as a shortcut, but now the precision of these new units makes professional grade joinery something you can actually achieve on a Saturday afternoon without a degree in furniture design.
So, what's the big takeaway for June 1st?
I think it's the realization that the gap between the industrial pro and the garage maker is shrinking every day. Whether it's a scholarship getting you into a trade or a laser blanker changing how we think about steel, the tools are getting better, but the heart of it is still the same.
Which is?
Being brave enough to start the cut. Whether you're writing a scholarship essay or terrifying yourself with an expensive piece of walnut, you just have to engage the blade.
Well said. If you folks are ready to level up, head over to the TigerDen forums. We've got tips for those scholarship essays, a checklist for your first 10 CNC sales, and we want to see those concrete kitchen builds. Use the hashtag TigerDenDIY so we can see what you're cooking up.
Stay hungry, stay humble, and for heaven's sake, keep building. We'll see you in the shop.